All right, guys. So today, this morning is 29th of April, 2025. We can do the market sharing right now. And after that, okay, we will be talking about how to use the KCX system for the revision. So for those who are here, don't go away if you want to know how to use the KCX better once again. All right. So this is going to be very, very important for those who people want to know how to use that particular indicator. Yeah. Okay. With that, I'm going to go right into the market right now and see what do we have for this morning. Okay, let me just scan to that point. Here we go. Okay, guys, so this is the gold market as of this morning, right? All can see my gold chart, right? Okay, hold on. Bit of a technical issue here. Okay. All right, you can see everyone can see my gold chart. Yes. Can you see my gold chart? Yes or no? Because when I'm doing it with one computer, it's hard to see whether, not too sure, can you all see it? Yes, yeah? Okay. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so this thing is this for gold this morning. All right, you can see that gold this morning, the opening price is at 33.44 and the MLP 33.34. All right, so interesting, yeah. Even the last number 43 and 63. Okay, so what does it mean? That means that by right itself, the market when it opens at 33.44 is supposed to be above MLP, hence there should be buying interest. But instead, the market sold down. All right, so that means that the MLP now will become a very strong an important support level. If the market breaks below the MLP, the market will sell. That's natural. But if the market stays and rebound above MLP, that means the market is kind of like supported. One thing to note that there is a KCL over here that is 32.88. This level have been very, very strong support on the last few times, including last night. So if the if the gold market actually hits 32.88, this could present a buying opportunity. Now you look at the KSI the last 2 days, you can see that the market each time coming down to the 32.88, the market rebound. So there's two prong here. One, these two levels are pretty identical. They are actually both of them, right? Okay, it's somewhere around here, which is about 32.64 region. All right, so about 65. Okay, let me just be precise. 68. 32.68. Okay, so 32.68. So every time gold comes down to 32.68, while the KSI is green, the market rebound quite ferociously. So which means that if the market later on today, if there's going to be any form of selling, right, watch out for 32.68, the market may actually rebound over there itself. If all clear, press number 1 right now. Now, today is a no pivot day. You can see that there's no pivot, yeah? No pivot means that the OP of the day is the king of the world. That means that you have to believe and trust on the OP. If the market stays below OP, it will be a sell. That's what you're seeing right now. If it's above OP, then it'll be a buy. So at the moment now, right, without the pivots, right, the OP is the main decider. Now, based on what we are seeing right now with the KSI green and KCX black, it's quite clear that the market is still favoring the buy side. So the question you ask me right now, Cal, if that is the case, are we having a potential elephant trade? And the answer is yes. But the difference is this: the elephant trade started here. All right. So that means that if the market rebound, the most will be here. It will not be this point here because this guy here as well, it was all the way red initially. So that means that the high, which is previous day high, somewhere around here. Let me check for you. 3070. Okay, 3070. Okay, will be the target for if there's going to be a reversal, a strong reversal. Then if the market breaks above OP, then 3370 will be the first target. All right. So guys, I given you the two target number, 32.68 and 33.70. 70. Now, these two format are using the conventional and also partially of the crazy system method. Yeah, all clear? If all clear, press number 2 right now. Now, the fundamental for gold itself, right, it still all belongs to the US dollar. So as long as the US dollar is weakened, then gold will naturally be going up. So vice versa, if the dollar strengthen, okay, then of course the gold will come down. Yeah. Okay, now towards this week, we will have the non-farm payroll, right? Non-farm payroll, and also we will have also the what is that this morning? I was just saying, one minute, just lost my mind. One, okay. This morning I mentioned that there's another piece of news that we need to watch out for, and that news, hold on, which is the GDP numbers. Yeah, the GDP numbers. So, and also okay, that's the GDP number, the main decider already. All right, can yeah, on Wednesday tomorrow. Hello everyone, can you hear me? All right, can you all hear me, guys? Sound there's an internet. Yeah, lost you for 2 minutes. Yes, correct. Yeah, the thing went down for 2 minutes. So where did I lost you guys? Which part did I lost you? Oh dear. Hello everyone, can you hear me? Okay, sorry for that. Yeah. Okay, if you can hear me, press number 4 right now. If you can hear me, press number 4 right now. Okay, good. Thank you very much. All right, sorry for that. Okay, so that is the goal outlook for today. All right, thank you for waiting for me. Today is seemingly a bit of a challenge. I love challenging days because that means that a big movement coming in. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at the Dow Jones today. Now, the Dow Jones is something going to be very interesting. Let me show you why. Okay. Now, this morning, the Dow Jones opening price is at 40,192. Okay. The MLP is 40,123. So, by right, it's a bullish call. Okay. As stock market opens above MLP, usually it's a bullish call, especially if it stays above OP. So, that is fine. The next thing to watch out for is the MA30 at 40,036. So, that means the MA30 is also supporting it right now. And with MLP, AMA all supporting it, it's undeniable the upside is kind of confirmed. Yeah. KSI is green, KCX is black. Oh my God. So in a way, everything is basically calling for buy right now for the Dow Jones. Okay. So where will it go? Obviously, if it goes, you go to 40,517. That is a pivot 1 level. Now, of course, if it doesn't go up, that's interesting. So if it doesn't go up, right, the first thing has to break will be the MLP. The MLP will have to give in. Okay, once the MLP give in, then the next target will be the MA30, then followed by the pivot, which is at 39,889. So what is the thing that made me want to look at this market right now? Because there's this diamond here. Can you see that, this diamond here? Okay, so move your mouse to the diamond closing price. You will notice that the number is actually 40,126, which is very near to the MLP. So as long as the market stays above this number, 40,126, today is still a buy side. So for those who bought this morning, you just have to hold on to your position and see how high will it climb to KTR 1 or 2. All right, and see whether it can even go to the pivot 1 level. Okay. Now, of course, the market is one question set, but the last few days, despite the market pull back down, you can see every time the market pull back down, the tail will recover. Because why? The KSI is actually green in color. Now, fundamentally, it's all right. the US market now is buying on top of the earnings. Most of the about one third of the earnings are out, and they are lower than the expectation, but it's not too far away. But you must understand that this guidance are all given because of the they're looking at the tariff they're going to be affecting the market and stuff like that. But no one will know exactly how the tariff will hit because remember Donald Trump gave a 90 days what do you call pushback. So the how big impact will be, which company or which country will get the biggest impact again? Because back then was a few countries in different numbers. Then after Donald Trump say, you know what, let's change this to 10% for all of us. Then we look at it again, so they can put the bargaining chip on the table. But because of that itself, right, it's very uncertain. So if this company has a very big dealing with one country, and this country has a very big tariff at the end of the day, then of course this company will get hit without even knowing why. Okay, so the fundamental is not really favoring the bull side, but the technical now is showing a bit of buying. Yeah, so this one you must concentrate and see the difference over there. Okay, so that is the Dow Jones. All clear? If all clear, press number 5 right now. Okay, next number, let's take a look at the NASDAQ, shall we? Now the Nasdaq is a doji directional day to day. So as long as it stays above OP, it's a buy. So you can see very clearly it's a buy at the moment right now. It's above OP, above MLP, and KSI green. So it's a perfect buy at the moment. Target price is 19,632 on the pivot one. S&P 500. Now, S&P 500 also is a doji directional day. KSI is green above MLP, so the target is 5572.5. Okay, that will be the target for the pivot one itself. Okay, now S&P 500 on share a bit more here. You can see that this is the high here, and the market already very strongly stays above it because of the Nasdaq. Yeah, so if the market goes up to 55.72, if it ever goes there today, then I'll be watching there for a form of resistance. If the market can break above it, we can see further upside. But if not itself, right, I think that is where the market may be resisted today, around 55.72 range itself. Okay, so traders, watch out for that. All right, the next market is currency market. I want to bring it to you the dollar yen. Now, dollar yen, as you can see on the thing here. Okay, you want CAD? Okay, I'll do it for you, CAD. Okay, so the dollar yen we can see now is that it is interesting. Yesterday, the dollar yen fell, but the KSI turns green. And today itself, the market is staying above OP, but the KSI turned red. So that means that the dollar yen may continue to fall. Now, if the dollar yen continue to fall, the first KCB will be here, but the target could be here. So traders, watch out for that, yeah? But since it's still above OP, we just don't do anything first until it breaks below OP, then you can sell. Now, if dollar yen is a fall, that means that the dollar have basically weakened, and then that's where gold price might be pushing up higher. Okay, so this is the dollar yen for today. Now, Iman requested me to do Canadian. Okay, let me find you US Canadian. So let me just go into my charts. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is the Canadian dollar. Now you can see over here, we have a potential elephant trade too. Why? Because you see the colors of the KSI is green, but the price is going down. But remember, this is the point. Not this, not this, because these guys are all having KSI red. So this is the topmost upside. Now we have a diamond formation, but if you put a line across at the closing price, you notice that the market although has a diamond, but it's not allowing to go higher. So that means there's some selling pressure in the market. So now what do I think will happen if you ask me? Okay, so very simple. You bring it down. So by right, you have a line supposed to be drawn here for the diamond. But you can see that the market tried to go above the line, but failed. So naturally, if that's the case, you'll go down and hunt this guy, which is the low of here, of the diamond. Hence, therefore, it should be triggering soon. So I suspect that this will happen. The market may purposely trigger the low of the Canadian dollar at 1.3797. Trigger first. Then after that, it may after that rebound. Okay, then later on, it may actually rebound. So at the moment now itself, right, I think the triggering will most likely be happening. Okay. US dollar and US CAD is down. Buy Dow Jones are bullish. How do we justify this? Please comment. Okay, let me just try to interpret your question. Yeah, dollar and CAD is down. So the dollar is actually down. Okay, buy, but is it buy or buy? Okay, okay. I think you're trying to say iPhone. And I don't know who you are. So you are trying to tell me that the dollar is down. All right. But the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones are bullish. So how do we justify that? No, for us, it's how we don't justify, um, we don't put things together. We trade them separately. So if the Dow Jones, if the dollar yen call for sell, we will sell. Canadian call for sell, we will sell. The Dow Jones and Nasdaq call for buy, we will buy. So there's no really, like what people always tell you, say, oh, the dollar and the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq are all cohesively together. So if you do this, you do that. No, it doesn't really work that way, except for dollar and gold, whereby the dollar fall, then of course the gold will go up because that is how the thing is balanced. Because the gold is actually measured and paid and valued by the dollar. But the remaining thing itself, right? Example like the dollar movement, does it have any impact on the U.S. stock market? Well, it depends on the situation. If the market now wants a dollar to be weak because that will give them the competition for import export, then the market may just buy on that. But conversely true is that if let's say now the dollar is weak, they'll say, oh, because the dollar is weak now, investors are going to get out of the market because they fear that the value of investment will go down. So it's really dependent on the situation at the point. And we have seen this before. You can see Citibank, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, right? 3 weeks ago, when the market was coming down, they were calling and revising the stock market going to recession, right? Remember? But 3 weeks later, because of the tariff changing a little bit, now they all change around and say, oh, now the Dow Jones may not be going to recession, the market may rebound. So it's all about how they want to interpret to you. So I repeat myself one more time. We do not do cross examination of the instrument. We will see them individually and trade accordingly. Okay, that means that the Dow Jones want to go down, we just the Dow Jones and Nasdaq want to go up, we just buy, and the dollar yen want to go down, we just sell. Yeah, I suspect it should be from you, Chandu. Yeah, all right, all the way from India. Yeah, okay, so that we don't do the Dow cross. Those Dow cross examination and market analysis, honestly, it don't really work in the long haul because if it does, right, then give you a good example. If it does, this type of fundamental really works, then the top investment, right? Investment strategies or economies will be all the Harvard University students or the professors. But we can see the fact is that they don't really perform in the real world. Yes, because it's very different. Yeah. So I hope that answer you. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Handu. All right, guys. So we have come to the end of this morning session for this one here in terms of the market talk. Now, don't go away. We're going to do the KCX revision. That's very, very important. Yeah. So hang on a minute. Don't go away. Let me just stop here first. Okay. Yeah. Don't go away. Yeah.